friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a recipe share. I'm going to make cheeseburger soup. It's kind of a unique recipe. We really love it, everyone except Jericho. He just does not like potatoes for some reason, and this soup has quite a bit of potatoes in it. So let's just get started. I'm probably just going to do a voiceover because it's very loud in my house right now and I need to get dinner cooking. So here you go, cheeseburger soup. You're going to start out with onion, celery, and carrots. You want about 3/4 of a cup of each. So I'm peeling my carrots and then I'm going to shred those up later, but I'm dicing my onion, and I actually had frozen celery already chopped up that I have going in the pan behind me. I like the carrots shredded because they kind of melt into the soup that way. If you don't want to take the time to shred the carrots, you can absolutely chop them up. It will be just fine. But I have all three of those things softening in about a tablespoon of butter. And once those are nice and soft, you're going to add, the recipe calls for 1/2 pound of ground beef. We like it with more meat in it, so I always add a full pound. But you're just going to brown that right up. I don't even take the veggies out, just get it nice and brown. Now, this is one of my favorite kitchen tools that I got a couple months ago probably. Potatoes are my absolute favorite thing to use in it because it just makes it so fast and easy. All you have to do is peel the potatoes, slice them into like thick slices, however thick you want your cubes to be, and then you just set it on top of this blade thing and push it down, and then it contains it in that bin at the bottom, and actually there's a measuring cup on it so you can tell how much you've chopped already. I will link it down below if I can still find it on Amazon because it is wonderful to use in the kitchen. Now you're going to add 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. This is actually from my garden, and so I haven't taken the time to like chop it up. That's still pretty whole. But 1 teaspoon of dried parsley and then 1 teaspoon of dried basil. And don't leave out the basil because I really do think it gives a lot of good flavor. You could also substitute with another dried herb if you don't like basil. There are all my cubed up potatoes. Those go right in as soon as the meat is browned. The recipe calls for 3 cups of chicken broth, but I always add extra chicken broth because I don't want just a cup of broth hanging out in the refrigerator. So I just add the whole carton, and it's going to be fine because we added that extra meat, so we're going to need extra liquid anyway. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I really like to use pink Himalayan salt. And then just as much pepper as you like. And fresh cracked black pepper really does make a difference in the flavor, but you can use whatever you have. Now you're just going to cover it, turn the heat up a little bit, and simmer it for 15 minutes. While that's simmering, you're basically going to make a roux with the remaining butter, which is 3 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 of a cup of flour. You want to cook that. Then you're going to add 1.5 cups of milk and just stir it until there are no more lumps, and you want that mixture to be nice and thick. Yes, this is Velveeta cheese. It's the Aldi brand. It's perfectly delicious, way cheaper. You need about 8 ounces. I think I end up adding a little bit extra just because it's extra cheese. Who doesn't like extra cheese? Then the rest will go back in the refrigerator, and we will probably make rotel dip or something with that extra Velveeta. I like to melt all of the cheese into the soup before I add that milk mixture, just so that it's nice and smooth and melted. Now you can see that our roux is nice and thick, and so we're going to add that to the soup and then give it a really good stir. We are almost to the end. We're just gonna keep stirring until it gets nice and thick. And then we're going to add our last ingredient, which is 1/4 cup of sour cream. This really does make a difference in the flavor, so I wouldn't skip it. If you don't have it, it's okay, but I've skipped it before and it doesn't have as good a flavor as when I have all the ingredients and I actually add it. Now you do want to turn the heat down and be careful because sour cream can curdle. If you're, at a really rolling boil, you just want it nice and gentle. And then this will just wait for you until you are ready to eat it. How do you guys like it?
It looks fantastic. Haven't tasted it yet, but I'm sure it's fantastic.
How about you, Journey? How do you like it?
I like it. That chicken's good. It burnt my tongue.
You stop because you're not having it. It's a good thing your mother saved leftovers for you.